Hello there, everybody, and today for Ninja Turtles, I am reviewing Mutant Gangland. So, this episode I was definitely looking forward to talking about. It's another crossover with the Turtles and the Mighty Mutanimals. It opens with these two gangsters running with some, special briefcase of something, and they're bumping into people, but they are ambushed by the Mighty Mutanimals as they attack them. And they think they got the upper hand until the gangsters pull out some sort of deadly, spray that causes the mutanimals to get weakened, as the mutanimals are now making their next move to contact the turtles. But while that's all going on, the turtles are sparring with Leo and Raph sparring, but Raph is taking it a little too far, as he is literally slamming Leo, punching him to death. He's just going all nuts for it until Splinter tells him to stop, and then Raph is pissed off because he's just saying hey, you're always picking Leo's side, and maybe Raph has a point, but he makes fun of Donnie and Mikey for goofing off a little. But he ends up just throwing a throwing star at them once Donnie's "Oh, stop complaining, Raph." But as this is all going on, they're interrupted by the Mighty Mutanimals as Raph ran off, as he says he's done with the team, even though we know he's not. And Donnie's this is the 27th time he left. But as that's going on, the Mighty Mutanimals have revealed that they are getting ambushed by these gangsters, by the man of Don Vizioso. He has returned, and apparently he is now making weapons to destroy mutants, and we even see what he plans to do as Shredder's out of town, and it's whoa, it's pretty dark what he's got planned. But the turtles are wondering, here's the biggest mystery of this episode. They wonder where Pigeon Pete is as they're all introducing each other. And Mikey's hey, Mondo Gecko, you joined the team. And Mondo's yeah, dude. But, they ask where Pigeon Pete is. And we get this cryptic line from Slash. He says, we don't talk about Pigeon Pete. And I thought, what happened? What happened to Pigeon Pete? We don't even know. I don't think we ever see him talk in the show ever again. I think we do see him. That's a spoiler, but we'll maybe get into that later in the show. But as this is going on, the turtles have plotted their next move to go out and take down Don Vizioso. But Raph is just basically venting about how he's tired of his family not understanding him, and he's complaining about how they say he has a temper, but they're interrupted by the gang lords who have set up a bank robbery. And Raph swoops in and he easily takes them down. But it turns out it was a distraction, as Donnie and Mondo try to get Raph to join the team. And then Mondo's oh, Raphael, I always have tantrums, but I get better. But they're ambushed by the same goons who uses the dust to, I think they do take out at least do a foot chase with Raph and Donnie chasing some of the goons on a rooftop. But I think Donnie's taken out, and then Raph is beaten and stomped on to death and covered in bruises. Mondo fell off the building and landed on the goons' van, but they are captured. Except Raph, he's left abandoned as they felt they've done enough. But yeah, Raph is just really having it in this episode. He's going through the arcs in these seasons where he's insecure, losing his mojo, his fear of bugs, and now his loyalty towards his brothers. As I think Leo helps snap him back into the whole "you're loyal to us" Raph. But while that was all going on, I think Leo and Slash, Mikey, Letterhead, and Rockwell all confront Don Vizioso, and they even take out some of his goons as they try to talk to Don Vizioso. But he is just not having it, and he actually gets away in his little, like, spooter thing, his little seat he sits in, where he eats his spaghetti, and he is basically, not to sound mean, but he's basically the Jabba the Hutt of this universe. And he flies away cowardly, but he decides to hold Donnie and Mondo Gecko hostage as the two brothers of Don Vizioso are planning to slice and dice Donnie, and he even hides his legs. But while this is all going on, all our heroes are encountered by this is basically a Sylvester Stallone parody character. Like, he even talks like him, and he says, "Hey, yo," like he talks in the voice of Sylvester Stallone, and he's wearing like this armor to take out mutants. And basically, Don Vizioso's plan is he's very anti-mutant. He even has a sign for anti-mutants, and yeah, he plans to rid the world of mutants since he really despises them for some reason. But it leads to a big battle between them, and I think Mondo and Donnie are rescued by Leo and Mikey, and it leads to a fight between them, Don Vizioso, as they took out their goons, and Donnie ends up sticking his blade into Don Vizioso's chair, and he ends up flying off into the moon. And I think the Sylvester Stallone parody, I'm just gonna call him that, and I think he's taken down by Raph. And I think Raph finally has his redemption in this episode. But the episode ends with everyone just hanging out, having a good time. They've learned their lessons. And Raph apologizes per usual. And that's the episode. So Mutant Gangland was a really good episode. It had a bunch of intense moments. It was nice seeing the Turtles team up with like Slash and the Mighty Mutanimals, and yeah, and it's a nice change of villains since we're usually used to the whole Shredder, Foot Clan, Krang, but yeah, we're seeing like gangsters literally in this show, which and more explored, and the idea of the Turtles having to fight up against a gangster that's very anti-mutant. It could be similar to themes like in X-Men. I could see that, but the X-Men, I feel, has a lot more deeper themes, like discrimination and stuff. But yeah, the Turtles still do face discrimination, but it's like an interesting concept they explore in this episode. But I give this episode like an 8 out of 10. But I can't wait to talk about the next episode as for Beyond of the show. So that being said, thanks for watching, and Turtle Power.